Light of Heaven near the two heroes of the top lane are just forced back. They can't really do anything. They can't go up against this tomb. And this tower will go down with this next creep wave coming in. Goblin maybe going to use another Edict. Might not even need to, but this is going to be fairly straightforward. And that's going to be... Well, they've already got the Arcane Boots on Artstar. We may see Goblin picking some up as well for himself. He gets the tower kill. And that's going to be the big issue for Na'Vi. They need to get these early kills, which they are getting in the bottom lane. And Dendi getting a lot of XP, a lot of early farm, and that is key for them to defend these pushes, especially once they're a group up with maybe 4, maybe even 5 heroes. If Pugna joins up with them, Pugna having a great time at mid lane, up to 35 creep kills. As we do see Tinker as well. Slightly less than that. Tinker, importantly, is going for the max marks of the machines, and I feel this is also going to be another key point to defend the pushes that's going to be coming from Dara's side.
Here's the thing, I think Dara's playing the same game plan from game number 1, pushing all over the freaking place. We do know the Tombstone and the Illuminate on the top lane. Look at the mid lane as we see repeated use of that Nether Blast on the tower. Tower goes down on the mid. And of course, bot lane, if you leave Mag alone, his Demolish 40% extra damage against tower. That will work your tower pretty hard as well. So if you're Na'Vi, which lane do you choose to defend? I think that's pretty much close to Dara's game plan. They're going to force your hand. Wherever you go, we're going to take a tower on the other side of the map. And it's going to be difficult for Na'Vi. I mean, this is a 6-minute tier 1, which is not the fastest we have ever seen. But tier 1 mid has went down, and suddenly Na'Vi's heroes are spending more times traveling to one place or another than actually farming. So Dara's just getting grid trades all over the place.
Yeah, and I mean, Na'Vi have some mobility with most of the Nature's Prophet, but until Tinker gets the boot to travels and is soaring up, it's not going to be easy for him. Prophet, speaking of him, he's actually picked up some phase boots, so going for just pure right-click damage, maybe partly to help deal with that Tombstone. We can see Puppy just trying to chip away at it.
Again, the Tombstone gets focused by the tower. Wow.
That to me, I think that's an unintended mechanic and something that maybe brought to Valve's attention as something that shouldn't be happening. I don't think that's how it works in Dota 1, but regardless of that, the game will go on, and Dara, I mean, the push is going to go on. They even have Pugna rotating from mid towards his top lane. They really want this tier 2 tower, and I feel once Tombstone is back up, they can make a play for it. And, I mean, Artstyle, he's got a bracer up. He's starting to tank himself up. This is not going to be easy to defend, not to mention Keeper Light is going to continue spamming down these creep waves every single time. Na'Vi just can't get near.
They can't, and even if they do get near, they have to get past the Tombstone as well as the Nether Ward. And this is what I mean about placing all of them down, and really it's a free tower. Meanwhile, though, they are making it worth it by, well, I'm not sure making it worth it is actually true, but they are actually getting something in return. They get a kill on the Lone Druid on the bot lane, but Lone Druid is just earning more gold from his teammate than actually from creeping at this point. They're filthy rich. Look at this 7,500 gold lead. Is that correct?
It's a bug. It's actually, that's for Na'Vi, but it's actually a bug because the Radiant team are not earning any gold whatsoever. So maybe some of you can look at the gold per minute of individual heroes, but it won't actually show the gold difference on the gold graph.
Well, I'm looking at total gold earned right now, and I see 4 of the 5 heroes for Radiant being very, very far up. It is changing very, very closely, but for the most part, Radiant's leading by a huge amount. They're looking for a tier 2, and Na'Vi has to quickly respawn or they're going to lose a lot more towers. Again, they don't have any response though. If you go to defend one lane, well, your bot tower is going to get pressured by the Lone Druid.
They're actually going to make a play for this. Den's actually TPing towards the mid lane, and that's the key here for Na'Vi to actually start defending towers with. Brewmaster's not going to come in yet. Brewmaster needs to hit the level 6. He's about to get there. He needs a couple more creeps this top lane. Then he might come in, but by then I think this tier 2 at mid may be gone.
Well,
meanwhile, Lone Druid
Tombstone is dead.
Get the T1 point.
Tombstone is dead for about 40 more seconds, and you can see without the Tombstone, Dara just does not have that kind of pushing power. Pugna, by the way, has a point booster being picked up. Nicely played. If you saw that small micro there, drop the point booster to lower your mana pool overall, and then you get Destructor Magic. Pick it back up, and you now have a lot more mana than you would have had. And Netherwar gets dropped down in a kind of out of position place. It gets picked off, EMP Tornado, and that's really the best defensive tool, I feel like, against pushes. Goblin in big trouble, he gets picked off. And meanwhile, the chase goes on, they see Feed. Where's that Cold Snap? Cold Snap being dropped on Feed right now, and, well, he's trying to make it out alive. There's a Sprout, a couple more right clicks. Feed's going to be going up down. Yeah, Invoker and his team. Really nice defense from Na'Vi. This is 1 of 6 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting the kills. They're losing out. I mean, as we've been mentioning constantly, is that Dara is getting these towers. But I feel Na'Vi are making the best of what their lineup can do. It's unavoidable that they lose these towers. Against the draft that Dara have picked, there's nothing they can do to defend against the Tombstone with the AoE spam from the Coddle, not to mention Leshrac is Edict adding additional damage to the towers. But what Na'Vi are doing is they're getting the kills, they're also getting the XP. I feel they are, look at this, they've got a 4k XP lead. That's a massive XP lead for 10 minutes in the game. And that is really reflected in heroes like Leshrac. He's only just hit level 5. Coddle, level 5, whereas the dire side, Na'Vi, they've got levels all over with Prophet level 7, Brewmaster about to hit level 7, Invoker's level 9.5, he's about to hit level 10. There's a massive level lead for Na'Vi. Whereas Dara, they've got the gold lead from all these towers, but that's something that you expect from their lineup, and they have to keep this momentum going. If they slow down for a second, Na'Vi are just going to catch right back up and be in a great position. So Dara really have to just be unrelenting with their aggression, I feel.
Oh no, Goblin just too out of position. They might be pushing down towers, and they might have a very aggressive ward deep in enemy territory. Unfortunately, they don't have enough river wards, and he just got ganked right out in the open. So that's what you talked about. If they slow down just a bit, you know, Navi's gonna just sense more room, and then you can see Dubas by himself walking up a hill like that. Another free kill. That's Invoker double kill, unstoppable streak. He sees more, he wants more. Arstyle down to half HP, although that's very, very deceptive. I mean, he could gain a lot back with Decay. Cold Snap on top of Mag, he's very tanky, should be fine. Dendi gets sprouted, and he is gonna get brought down. Is there any detection? No detection against Dendi. Dendi, never mind, he lives. He's got the healing from Nier. We were very, very doubtful of this Voodoo Restoration, or this pick overall, but with Maledict Max, he's not even taking his ultimate, or not Maledict Max, he's taking Maledict as his secondary choice, I suppose, with 1 point into Voodoo. No points into ultimate, very strange.
Yeah, I feel the Voodoo, I mean, did okay at top lane, I mean, because of the AoE spam, you can just heal up in between Illuminates, but as far as the ultimate, I mean, I feel the ultimate, it's going to chew through a lot of mana, and for the most part, he just doesn't have the mana to spare on that. But we'll see Dara continue the push, and there we go. Tombstone with an Illuminate. That's going to force all the Na'Vi heroes back. And this tier 1 tower is going to go down, but Na'Vi are going to look for a trade. Puppy's at the mid lane, trying to chip away at the tier 1 tower, and top lane, Brewmaster are going to get a tier 1 tower. So Na'Vi actually getting a tower in return by the looks of things. Oh, nope, couple TPs top. It looks like Brewmaster is going to be forced back. So no tower going Na'Vi's way, at least not yet. As Artsal was actually TPing towards mid lane. Artsal's going for a double brace here, so really just going for any cheap, cost-effective survivability items here. As I guess the mech, the pipe, they're going to be seen on other heroes as Artsal in all kinds of trouble. He gets found out. There's your global presence. Prophet TP's in, Tinker TP's in, and an easy kill for Na'Vi.
Currently, double bracer was not enough. Maybe needed another one, but that one of the bracers should most likely turn into a drums. Drums always so useful for running away, sieging, right-clicking, whatever you need it to be. It's just such an awesome stats and aura item. Here comes a big Illuminate, defending this tower for now, but seems like Na'Vi just wants to muscle it down, just tanking the tower, doing whatever right-click they can. It's very, very low, but even though I felt like they defended their towers earlier, a lot of TP score were used. I think there's 3 or 4 total. So, I mean, they lost a lot of gold in still. And look at that, Na'Vi just kind of muscled their way in. Doesn't care about Luminate shooting down at them. They just kept right-clicking on top without the creep wave. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, and Dendy's getting absolutely massive at this point. He's getting close to level 11. He's got 1k gold. He's got his drums and phase. He's going for an Orc and Malevolence. He's got his first Oblivion staff up as well, flying out to him. He's going to have that very, very quickly at this rate here. And that's going to be something that's hard for Dara to deal with. And at the moment, it looks like they're just not playing as hyper-aggressive in terms of pushing down towns as they once were. And I think part of that comes down to Mag, or the Lone Druid. He's a long way away from that Relic and Radiance, if that's what he wants to still go for. I mean, he could go for something like a Vlad's, go for even a Pipe, just go sort of boost up whatever push he can get for his team. And we'll see where he wants to go. But I feel that they're just going to try to slow things down and try get the Relic, try go for the Radiance, and then play for a later game here. But they are being met by a bit of a roadblock here. Na'Vi are not letting their towers go as easily as they once were now that they've got these levels and core items up.
Do you feel like the going for the Relic is a poor choice? I mean, they have a lot of tower, they have a lot of gold lead, but despite of that, Max sitting at 1,300 gold. Not sure because of the def. He does have 3 defs, yeah, so that could be it. He has very, very low creep stats as well, especially 14 minutes in the game. I really don't think, if you want to go for a late game strat, you don't pick a Kato and... Well, I guess you could turtle with it, that's a fair argument, but not sure whether it's a correct choice. And you can see that Mag, yeah, he is going to be going for some early game stuff. He's rushing down the mid lane, trying to help his team. Arstyle down to half. Tombstone not being dropped down just yet. EMP Tornado on top of everyone. Goblin taking some big damage. Tornado picks him up. Arstyle in huge trouble. He gets picked off. Double kill for Invoker so far. That cast bouncing on nothing but hero. doing so much work, and now Tinker comes in with the laser, only a level 1 laser right now, waiting for the rocket to cool down. The cold snap on Mag getting right click. Dendy though, just look at his attack speed, insanely quick, feeding a little bit of trouble. He uses all his mana very low. The Voodoo Restoration and the laser brings him down. And right now, Radiant just keep getting wiped over and over and over again, and that was with Mag in the fight. Then he wants more despite having like no HP. GG gets called by Goblin. Just quick GG's all over the place.
And I mean, look at the big difference here is sure they've got the tower, sure they've got a slight gold lead there, but the XP art style is level 6. You cannot have a massive impact. You can't go for these big pushes with the level 6 Dirge, and Na'Vi just cruise through.
I'm in complete agreement that Na'Vi is very, very far ahead, but again, with such an early GG, I mean, I don't mind. They're saving everybody time, but hey, this is somewhat unprecedented, which is fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad or anything. It's just odd.
Yeah, Na'Vi just cruise control mode for them. They didn't break a sweat there. I mean, they lost a few towers, but that was bound to happen. And they just basically manipulated the fact they were going to lose towers to just make headway elsewhere. And that came in far as levels go. I mean, it got to a point where Dara was so low level that they can't actually win fights because they were throwing, Dirge has a level 3 Tombstone with level 1 Decay and Soul Rip. He's not doing all that much. If he was level 8, level 9, he's got a maxed out Tombstone, he's got a couple points in Decay, a couple points in Soul Rip, and he can have a much greater impact on those fights. I mean, the same applies to the Leshrac, who was level 5 or level 6. It was uphill battle for Dara. Despite getting all those towers, they didn't really have a very strong position, and they weren't able to take those team fights with the level deficit.
Crazy stuff. 2-12, it's your final score. Na'Vi stomping there in game number 1. Game 2 coming your way. This is the best of 3 series. Na'Vi 1 game away from moving on, and Dara 1 game away from being completely eliminated from the Premier League Masters. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 comes.